battle for a place in the 5 hots up on AFL Today. For 3 sides at least, it's do or die for a piece of September action. Carlton and Geelong clash at Princes Park, and both have 6 wins for the year, a game out of the 5. Also with a 6-6 record is St Kilda, who clash with Melbourne. The Saints have given their fans plenty to cheer about this year, but they've also left them hanging in the air. 2 games that could shape the 5 coming your way on AFL Today.
Visitors got a lightning start. Bad kicking for goal, however, particularly in the second quarter, let them down. But at half-time, Geelong in a commanding position, leading 9-17-71.
Carlton was in this quarter. They've added 4 behinds only. Carlton's kicked 3 goals. As Hawker sits the bench. Hannah.
That's not good defensive play. That's Billy Brownless's man.
Meldrum again. Kicks past Bruns. Blackwell the target. Hamilton can't stop him. Madden to Fotia. Another promising forward move. Buckley. Not a good hand pass. Buckley was standing still. Good rule of thumb, you don't hand pass to somebody who's stationary. Spiro Malakalis. Up towards Couch, having a great game. Paul Couch, the reigning Brownlow medalist, out wide to 200 gamer Neville Bruns. He's marked more difficult ones than that, to his credit. Gets his kick in. Ablett the target, and this time does mark in front of Derui.
Amazing. The slip by Buckley was critical, wasn't it?
Hinkley.
Yeah, that's right. It can often happen too. I was just thinking also, Billy Brownless not picking up his man sets up a chain reaction, makes it very easy for Carlton to get the ball out of their back line and very quickly to the forward line.
Can Hinkley get Geelong's first goal for the quarter?
Very important kick, Peter, I feel.
And totally outplayed this term by Carlton. Have they pulled one back?
A goal.
Yes, they have. Hinkley putting through a valuable one for Geelong. It's his second and the Cats' 10th. 10-21 to 7-12.
Well, Ken Hinkley again off target today, but that time a much better kick for goal. He's kicked 2 goals 5 after kicking 2-6 last week. Gary Ablett moved the ball on very quickly. Good thinking after taking that strong mark out in front of Steve Derui. And Ken Hinkley with Peter Dean has been a very effective forward again this week.
Good bounce back in the centre. Silvani takes it from the Justin Madden knockout. Back to Bradley. Up towards half forward, and a good mark taken by Stephen Hocking. Backing back into the pack. He's played pretty well, Stephen Hocking, across that half-back line. Shocking kick. Fodia marks. Well, he really wasn't very well balanced. Fodia's kick into the pocket. Carlton mark Kernahan.
Kernahan has been moved down to full forward.
Well, I've heard stories, Bernie, from within the club that this is his best position. He really is not a centre-half forward. He's more of a mark and kick player. And if they could find someone like Stephen Silvani to play at centre-half forward, they're going to get more value out of Stephen back there in the goal front.
Yeah, you could be right, although he is a fantastic centre-half forward.
Stephen Kernahan, important kick. It is magnificent.
Kernahan's 3rd goal. 2 of them have come this quarter. And what a quarter for the Blues. 8-12-60. They only trail now by 21 points.
Well, it's an amazing turnaround. You wouldn't have given Carlton any hope in the first half. But that poor kick from Stephen Hocking out of defence, setting it up for Stephen Kernahan, and that is a magnificent kick for goal from a very tight angle. Wayne Johnson coming off the ground, and he's been replaced by Glenn Hawker.
3 goals to Steve Kernahan. Carlton within striking distance, only 21 points down after they trailed by 41 at the main break, and again they go into attack, but Rogers stands his ground. Kicks to centre wing. Geelong still looking shell-shocked. Meldrum runs solidly at the ball to get past Fletcher. Carlton into attack again. And Sartori marking in front of Brownless.
Now down on the back line, so Malcolm Blight obviously worried.
Gee, football's funny. All Geelong, now all Carlton.
Sartori kicks long. And true. Sartori second. Then you'd have to say that Carlton's going to win this game the way they're playing. Geelong 10-21, Carlton 9-12.
Well, they can't do any wrong at the moment, Carlton. They're winning the ball out of the centre. Big Justin Madden winning the tap outs and hitting them a long way into the forward line. And that's setting it up for Carlton at the moment. They've also got 3 high-marking players, Stephen Silvani, Peter Satori and Stephen Kernahan, all capable of taking a high mark.
Can the Cats answer the challenge? Satori's second goal, back into the centre. Michael Roberts, what's happened to Johnston?
Yes, they got Wayne Johnson on the boundary line, working on his left knee. He seems to have twisted it, but should be okay.
Rogers kicks out of the centre, up towards 50 metres. Dean, a hurried hand pass, picked up by Herman. Dean couldn't take it back again. Scott to Stoneham, who's been quiet. Good tackle by DeRui. Not easy to get past him.
He's got a free kick, Peter.
So the ball will come back.
Gee, that was desperate stuff, because if Stoneham had got past, well, you could have nearly put down those binoculars in your hands, I'd say, Pete.
I would say so. Kicks to centre wing. Madden in front. Flanagan, obviously not fully fit. Out to Gary Hocking. Centering kick. He's been one of Geelong's better players. Thumping punch away by Dean. Couch couldn't quite take it. Runs into Fotia. Madden goes down. And a bounce will take place on centre wing. 6 1/4 minutes left in this quarter.
That wasn't a good kick there from Gary Hocking. It really set Ken Hinkley up. Peter Dean had the opportunity to just thump the ball away.
Madden out to Fotia. Kicks from a standing start. Clean bowls Rogers. Spiro Malakalis can't get through. Buckley, the veteran. Oh, Kernahan. Easy mark. Going for goal number 4. And, well, they might cheer, because Geelong looking very flat-footed at the moment.
Yes, and they're moving the ball quickly into the forward line. That's the difference in this quarter. They're winning the ball, controlling it around the centre of the ground.
5.5 minutes left in the term. Carlton started the quarter with 4-6 on the board. They've already kicked 5-6 so far in this quarter. Make that 6-6. Kernahan's 4th. One goal, 6. Kernahan. Mackenzie marking in front of Stoneham. Still light rain falling. Verbeek couldn't take the mark. He might get a free kick.
Yep.
And they're not working hard enough, the Geelong forwards, when Carlton are kicking off from full back.
On to Blackwell. He's got Fotia as a target and goes for him. Fotia from centre field. Brownless. Almost straight to Silvani. Stephen Hocking tries to snare it. And it's going to be a ball up 35 metres out from Carlton's goal. 78-83, so they're one straight kick away from hitting the lead.
The bounce. Carlton's half-forward area. Gary Hocking. Kick off the ground by Sartori. Lands with Bruns. He could be caught. No, he's nippy enough to get around. The kick's a bit high, though. Oh, great mark taken by Herman. And Scott, yes, you were a little bit out of position there, Robert Scott.
Well, it wasn't Robert Scott's fault. It was a bad kick by Neville Bruns. He set it up, and Robert Scott had to wait for the ball. And that was a good mark by Herman coming over the top. But Neville Bruns should have kicked that ball out in front of Robert Scott. He's given him a chance.
He's played quite well, Herman, in a side that was thrashed in the first half.
22 possessions.
He had something like 20 in the first half. Herman, shot for goal. It's there.
Carlton
You're right, Peter. Yes, the Blues have hit the front in the dying minutes of the third quarter.
Well, this has been a great quarter of football by Carlton. And something that no one at the ground would have expected at half-time. 41 points down at half-time. There's the excellent mark to Herman over the top of Robert Scott. A poor kick by Neville Bruns. And suddenly, Carlton have found their accuracy in this second half as well, something that they didn't have in that first half.
Herman's first goal, and Carlton in front for the first time today. Fletcher taken out of it. Good tackle by Gary Hocking. He might get another chance. Flanagan to Stoneham. Can Geelong come back? One would think not, the way they're playing. Scott. Well shepherded. Centering kick. Ablett. Nearly. Mackenzie. Flanagan. Can't mark. Fotia could have got a free kick. Buckley comes out with the ball. Quick kick. Up to Silvani, and has he made the difference on the forward line? Blackwell. Sartori again in front of Brownless. Geelong, where are you? Kernahan marking in front of McCrabb.
Very wide though, Pete. It'll be a very difficult shot at goal there from about 40 metres out, but right on the boundary line.
He's kicked 4 goals.
Had a quick look at the clock then too, I think.
He's taken 8 marks. 9 kicks, 1 hand pass for Stephen Silvani. Well, the clock indicates, and it's ticking down.
Kernahan.
Kernahan, 39 seconds left. Oh, they can do no wrong. 5 goals to Steve Kernahan.
41 points down at half-time, but at three-quarter time, they led by 7 points.
Carlton annihilating Geelong in the third term. They kicked 9-6 to 1-6, and after trailing by 41 points, they currently lead by 7. Maybe a slight breeze going Geelong's way. Ablett taps forward. Brownless onto Bruns. Game number 200. Can he kick a goal from 40 metres out directly in front? And the Cats starting the last quarter as Carlton started the third. Neville Bruns putting through a valuable one, his first for the day. And did they need that? 1 point the difference.
Well, that is the vital area of the game, the centre bounce. And on this occasion, Geelong with the side able to get the ball out. Billy Brownless, a long hand pass that sits up favourably from Neville Bruns, and that's a good goal on the run. A bit of pressure being applied by the Carlton defence. A badly needed goal there, though, for Geelong.
1 point the difference. What a game we've had before a capacity crowd at Princes Park. Who's going to get it out of the centre this time? Gary Hocking for Geelong, but not a good kick, a real up and under job. Brownless and Hannah. Knock away by Dean. Back to Herman. Kicks long to Silvani. What a brilliant third quarter he had. Onto Bassett. Over to Hawker, who's had a stint on the bench. A centering kick. Out comes Sartori and marks.
That's a beautiful kick by Glenn Hawker. Centering kick.
Spent a lot of that third quarter on the bench and came on when Johnson went off, I think, Bernie, didn't he? Johnson hurting himself, so Hawker now in the 18. Sartori's kick, right on the goal line. It's punched away, still, until Fodia runs it over for a behind of the Blues. So Carlton lead by 2 points.
They've got 2 players that won't come back on the ground either. Richard Dennis off and Wayne Johnson very properly when he came off again at three-quarter time. So they've only got 18 fit players, Carlton.
McCrabb in towards half-back. No mark taken. Punched away. Gary Hocking. Good hand pass to the advantage of Spiro Malakalis. His left foot kick to half-forward. Ablett runs into an open goal. A high chip. And he just misses. Should he have stopped and had a deliberate shot?
Yes. He should have. Very lazy there in the end too, Gary Ablett, with that kick. Just tried to make the distance and that's all.
1 point the difference. Madden late. Hannah could have infringed. The umpire says no. Meldrum punches clear after a good tackle and sees the ball safely out of bounds. 50 metres out, left half forward flank for Geelong. It was all Geelong in the first half. They led by 41. Carlton took the lead by 7 at three-quarter time. It's a thriller. Who's going to come out of this? No one, the umpire. And that light drizzle still falling. I suppose it's a little bit tautological to call it light drizzle. Drizzle might have sufficed. It's making conditions rather greasy. A bounce right on 50. Half forward for Geelong. Doesn't bounce very high. Buckley, the veteran, up towards centre wing. Exel. Unloads long. Bit of jostling in the pack there. Hannah got bumped out of it. Knock on by Dean. Hannah might get a second chance to soccer forward, which he does. Spiro Malakalis and Fotia. Good Anglo-Saxon names. Hinkley. On the shoulder, says the umpire. Carlton free kick.
Yeah, it was a poor effort by Hinkley, I think, on Fodia. Very crude.
There's not much movement on that Geelong forward line at the moment. That kick from Gavin Exel. As we look at that replay there's a free kick against Malakalis.
He won't argue with that.
No doubt about that.
Silvani tried for mark of the year again. Nearly brought it down. Scott to Exel. Straight to Jimmy Buckley. Chips it in short. Hawker. Nearly. Play on. Stephen Hocking. Back to Schultz. Oh, hospital hand pass that job. Flanagan. Scott off the ground. Kick straight to Bruns, who's well caught. too high.
Well, the free kick should have been paid before that anyway.
Maybe.
There was a trip that should have been paid to Geelong.
Well, Bruns has it. His short pass finds Gary Hocking. A little too relaxed there. Oh, missing at Exel. Malakalis, Spiro. Kicks Geelong to within scoring distance. Dean gets back and punches Carlton clear. Fortunately for them, Blackwell's on the end of it. Blackwell goes backwards even further to Dean, and Dean will get Blues with a kick covering 45 metres out towards the wing. And a Geelong mark taken by Flanagan. That would be his first, I would think. His second mark for the day, Darren Flanagan. What a great performance he put in the grand final last year. But his form today, leaving just a little bit to be desired, I guess. Exel marks, 2 kicks from goal. Nice long kick into the pocket. David Kernahan, good mark. Tim Darcy just a little underneath it.
Not much movement on that, as I said before, Robbo, on that Geelong forward line. Bill Brownless was standing there before, just putting his hand up in the air. And that's not how you play the forward line.
David Kernahan's kick out towards half-back. Opportunity there for Herman. Gary Hocking, taken by Bradley. A quick kick by Bradley to half-forward. Hawker, bumped off it by Bruns. Kick off the ground by Silvani. Verbeek, Silvani. Carlton combining at half-forward. Get it within 50 metres. Kernahan, too strong and too talented from the Crab.
Why would you not move Michael Schulz back with him after his excellent performance in that first half? Michael Schulz playing on Steve Kernahan. Why wouldn't he go back to full back on Steve Kernahan?
Yeah, fair question, Bernie. So we'll just wait and see what happens in the next couple of minutes, because this could be a match-winning performance by Stephen Kernahan in the second half of this game. He kicked 4 goals in the third quarter. His total is 5. The kick is short, punched away by Sartori. Fodia in front of goals, kick smothered, goes back towards centre half forward, still there for Carlton. Now the Cats can get out of trouble. It's Fletcher's hand pass. Schultz is going to be caught by Bassett. The ball goes through Ablett. DeRui, Ablett, Silvani. Ablett pulled off the ball when he didn't have anywhere near control of it. And Gary Ablett takes the free kick on centre wing.
Ablett just short of centre. Spiral punt kick to 50 metres. Brownless was the target. Punched by Hannah. Brownless will win out. You have to be quick. Meldrum has done well. Tony Malakalis to Brownless within kicking distance. Accuracy looks good for a goal. And did the Cats need that? What a game at Princes Park. Geelong hit back after they were thrashed in the third quarter. 12-24 now. They lead by 5 points. Carlton 13-13.
Yes, well, that was better play there by Bill Brownless, moving around a little bit on this occasion. Contested the mark, then following up when the ball hit the ground, receiving the hand pass and kicking his second goal. So Geelong now with the upper hand.
Geelong back in front, but only just 2 goals to Brownless. The difference is 5 points here at Princes Park in a real thriller. Bradley over the top with a good hand pass. Bruns nearly caught with the ball, but was he taken high? And it was the latter option. Bruns out wide. Right centre wing. Couch and Blackwell. He's got him. Good tackle. Picked up by Robert Scott in front of Herman. Gary Hocking taps back. Fletcher beats 3. Hurried kick. Darcy couldn't mark. Tony Malakalis looks for the free kick. There was none, says the umpire. Fodia streaming downfield is Hannah now.
Hannah, who usually kicks the ball to the advantage of his teammate. Up to half forward. Silvani's grabbed by the jumper. Still held by the jumper. Umpire obviously didn't see it. And the ball is hustled over the boundary line by Malakalis.
Well, poor umpiring there. Michael Schulz hobbling around, but look at this. He certainly dragged him down there. That was a free kick. Should have been paid to Steve Silvani.
Half forward flank for Carlton. Madden doing the ruck work. Gets it out the back. Fletcher misses it. Kick off the ground by DeRui. Opportunity for Verbeek. Bassett. Sweeping hand pass. Verbeek in trouble. Ball rebounds to Gary Hocking. Still on the centre wing area. DeRui's kick up towards 50 metres for Carlton. Hawker. Handball. Opportunity for Sartori. Goes back towards Bassett. Bassett from 45 has kicked the goal. What a match.
Bassett's first goal and Carlton's 14th, and the Blues back in front by 1 point, 97 to 96.
And Bernie, would you think Geelong are in trouble here with Schultz limping off? Linder obviously in a bit of trouble. Hamilton a fresh man.
Yeah, I would say so. I would think if Linder was available, he'd certainly be back on the ground now. It was a big loss, actually, Bruce Linder. He played an excellent first half.
And a key defender going off, and Hamilton is a winger half forward.
1 point the difference at Princes Park. One of the great games of the year. Blackwell from left centre wing puts Carlton into attack again. Hawker with Stephen Hocking. Now it's Bradley who takes the hand pass. He took it from Verbeek. Now it's Hawker's turn. Spears the pass in. Buckley marks a metre out from goal. Jimmy Buckley's kicked 3, got the first goal of the match. He's kicked 2. I'm ahead of myself.
He's about to kick 3.
Well, he could hardly miss, could he, Ian?
Well, you would reckon that Jimmy Buckley, and I tell you what, he's a very important player to Carlton. The heart of the big blue in this man.
He has kicked 3. 3 goals to Jimmy Buckley, and things looking good for Carlton, 15-13 to 12-24. Blues defence has been quite firm after half-time. Their whole game has been excellent, really. Silvani plays on and gets caught beautifully by Malakalis.
Too high.
Yep, the free kick to Steve Silvani, too high.
A little lucky. Let's see. Yes, no doubt about that. And good defence there by Geelong. But it's Kernahan. Centering kick. Runs, just didn't have the height. That's got to be 50 metres. Verbeek had the mark. Surely will be put on the goal line.
No, he's not getting 50 metres.
Well, I thought it came off the Geelong player's hands, and that's why Neville Bruns is remonstrating with the umpire there.
Well, he was right in doing what he did if it came off his hands.
Well, pretty hard to tell from that replay, but Neville Bruns was convinced that he'd touched the ball first.
Otherwise, it should be 50 metres, Bernie, shouldn't it?
Yep,
if it was a mark, if it was a legitimate mark, and he did that, it should be 50 metres.
Well, maybe there was some indecision in the umpire's mind in the end.
Verbeek. Any score will put Carlton ahead. And he's done that. 1 behind. So a point the difference in favour of the Blues. The match still there for winning. 11 and a half minutes left, 104 to 103.
McCrabb, a little undecided. Now he comes to this side of the ground here. Madden at the back, but chipping in as Exel. Gets around onto the left foot a little too easily. And a lovely kick by Exel finds Tony Malakalis. His kick is high. Fodia gets back, punches it back towards Meldrum. Meldrum fumbles. He's got the ball underneath him. He's not going to be penalised because Geelong are going to get out of it. Darcy's kick. A bit of an up and under towards centre-half forward. Over the top, no mark taken. Blackwell kicked out of mid-air by Bradley. Back in towards the centre. Silvani, good tackle. Fletcher caught, too high. This one's against Stephen Silvani, and the free kick will go to Fletcher. Maybe it was a little high, grabbing the jumper. Fletcher's kick to centre-half forward. Ablett doesn't mark. Carlton defence under enormous pressure at half forward for Geelong. Umpire calls for a bounce. Ablett and Darui having words to each other.
Been a great battle, that. With Ablett's stats, you'd have to say he's on front, but Darui's done a great job. Hocking, Gary Hocking kicking to half forward, knocked away. Chance for Herman. Scott. Hinkley and David Kernahan. Could have been too high on a Carlton player there. Scott and Verbeek. It's out of bounds on centre wing.
Good play by Dean to go in and give Kernahan a hand. He desperately needed it, and that's what the defenders have done since half-time. They've been terrific. 9 3/4 minutes left, the Blues by a point. Stoneham taps down to Bruns, past Fotia, but he should be able to gather it okay, which he does. Or he goes straight for the boundary line. That's deliberate.
Yep.
Poor play there by Fotia. I don't know why he's shaking his head. He could have got his left foot to the ball.
Stoneham to take the free kick. Ablett the target, logically. Got a few to beat. Meldrum. Now a chance for Scott. Hannah runs at him. At the back, Ablett. Scores a level again, one behind. Now Gary Ablett with 17 kicks and 3 hand passes, 9 marks, and he's kicked 4 goals as a pensive Alex Jesselenko looks on.
Peter, with so much resting on this game, what a result we've got here. Scores level with, 9 minutes left. A lot on both sides here. Dean marks the kick in. He's got a player further afield. Wide is Bradley. He can't get there before the ball bounces over the boundary line. So very quickly the Blues are out on centre wing. It's perhaps 2.5 kicks from either side's goal. Stoneham in front. Madden gets the tap out. Blackwell, neat little hand pass to Herman. Herman's pass to half forward. Carlton mark Kernahan.
Too good for McCrabb.
He's going to have a shot. The long kick by Kernahan hits the post. 5 goals, 3 to Steve Kernahan.
Bounced back into play.
Still hasn't made that change, Bernie. Have you observed that, or who's playing on Stephen Kernahan?
Well, still McCrabb on Kernahan, and I think he's left him there far too long.
He's got really too many options, I suppose, has he? Stoneham, almost a mark. Not paid by the umpire, and logically, Herman swings it forward for Verbeek. Out of bounds.
That's a free kick, but I don't know what for, Pete.
Walker running straight at the player, Rogers. Well, it has to be. I understand what you're saying, but it has to be for that.
Not a good kick, not a well-directed one. Out it comes to Fotia from Bradley. Buckley's in front, should mark, could have marked. Exel. Malakalis, Tony Malakalis to Rogers. Onto Scott. Can the Cats build on this? He's got plenty of pace, Scott. An excellent first half from him. Down to half forward. Hinkley was the flyer. Couldn't come down with the ball. Flanagan tries off the ground. Not successful. McKenzie. Good long hand pass. Stephen Kernahan. Good bump by Hamilton. Hannah.
Free kick back there to David Kernahan, I'd suggest.
Yes, it is. And he'll take it just up from the left back pocket. 7.5 minutes left in this game. David Kernahan hugging the boundary with the kick. Target is Madden. Nearly marked it. Good punch away. Herman out of bounds. So the Blues working it forward. It's close to centre wing now. One of the games of the season, certainly. It really has had everything. Madden taps down. Buckley, a fresh air shot. Bradley tap on. Blackwell. Back it comes to Herman. From right on the boundary line again. Silvani up one-handed. Nearly brings down a miraculous mark. Hawker. Backup support from the former Bomber, but it's out of bounds and left half forward. And a boundary throw-in will follow, and Silvani gets up a little bit proppy. And Carlton and Victorian selectors would find that not a happy sight.
Boundary throw-in, just forward of the centre wing. Satori. Exel gathers for Geelong. Kicks it back in towards centre half forward. Hannah can't mark. At the back, Darcy. Hannah the chaser. Darcy's handball over the top. Hamilton. Hamilton on 50 metres. Kicks it to the goal front. Flanagan in front. Punched away. Punched away again by DeRui. Blues could get out of trouble here through Herman. Herman's left foot kick. Wide for Madden. Too far. Bradley. Left foot kick by that player. Up towards the wing. Getting back to Stoneham. The kick is magnificently smothered by Dominic Fodia. And blood streaming.
Brilliant stuff by Fodia.
From a scratch or a cut, is it, by the look of it? And was that desperation or what?
Yes, and they've certainly got the smell of victory here now, Carlton.
Terrific stuff. Carlton by 1 point. We've got 5, just under 6 minutes left. Satori, Bruns. The ball rebounds. Blackwell gets it out again. Buckley. Buckley kicks it to within scoring distance for Carlton. It goes over the back. A battle. Kernahan. Pushed in the back by Brownless. Play goes on. Verbeek and Exel. Umpire calls for a bounce. Is that a free kick against Brownless?
Well, I think the player threw himself forward. The Carlton player on that occasion.
Okay, that's an unbiased opinion from Bernie Quinlan.
There it is.
Maybe
there he is, throws himself forward, and Brownless fell down with him.
A bounce just 20 metres out. Stephen Hockey gets his left foot to the ball and kicks it wide. Carlton have got 2 on 1. One of those players, Blackwell, he just overruns it. Approaching 50 metres. Gets it back to Bassett. Can he kick with the right foot? Yes, he can. The kick is a beauty. It's a free kick up the field. Bassett flat by Gary Hockey. Was that as he kicked it, Bernie, do you think, or after he kicked it?
I'd like to have a look at the replay again on that if I could, Robbo.
A line ball, I would think. But, gee whiz, look at the penalty that Geelong could pay.
Well, Steve Kernahan took the mark anyway.
But the whistle had gone, which means the players up the field perhaps
May have
relaxed a bit.
May have relaxed, yep.
So Stephen Kernahan has kicked 5 goals, 3. And his 6th goal could be probably the most important kick of the day. He's only 12 metres out, and he dobs it.
6 goals to Kernahan. 16-15, Carlton, Geelong, 13-26.
And I don't fancy Geelong's chances from here. 41 points up at half-time. Kernahan, 6 goals, 4. It's been an amazing performance in the second half. Stephen Silvani, centre-half forward. Steve Kernahan, the full forward. And also Sartori running around. They've won the ball out of the centre and given these blokes plenty of opportunities.
Maybe we won't see a draw. These two clubs have only played 2 in AFL history in 1904. The last was in 1962 at the MCG, a long time ago. And towards half-forward and Bradley again. Bradley just outside 50. A big pack of players down there. Sartori and Rogers. Fotia, a goal here for Carlton, would sew it up. Hocking. And Hocking clears for the Cats. Not for very long, perhaps, as Herman marks in front of Scott. Loose man is Bradley and also Bassett. The Blues just finishing the better. Certainly after half-time, they've been much the better side. In front was Stoneham. Ball shuffled out the back to Exel. Mamakavis. He'll have to be quick. Silvani doesn't run him down. Up towards midfield. There's his brother Tony, playing his first game today. DeRui to Meldrum. Carlton with plenty of commitment. Down goes Fotia again. Out it comes to Mamakavis. Fletcher shuffles it forward for Bruns. Couldn't handle it. Verbeek. Excellent hand pass. Hawker. DeRui, Ablett's opponent. Kicks high, but not very long. And there's a mark to Sartori directly in front. And a goal here would sew it up, Bernie.
Oh, yes, I think Carlton full of running in the second half. I don't think Geelong have got any answers at the moment. They've got the players on the forward line who are capable of winning the game off their own boot, about 3 or 4 of them. And I feel embarrassed after what we said at half-time.
Sartori for his 3rd. He's got it, and that just about is the ball game as the Blues go to a lead of 17-15, 117. Geelong, 13-26, 104.
Today's match.
On with commentators Peter Landy, Ian Robertson and Bernie Quinlan, seeing them victorious to the tune of 19 points. Kernahan 6, Sartori 4 for Carlton, whilst Gary Ablett was Geelong's main contributor.
And Nixon takes the mark at half-forward.